Okay, so today is March 14th, and I planted some flower seeds on March 11th. As you can see, we have some good germination here. I'm going to go through some of the varieties that I planted, and yeah, a little bit about each one. So over here, we have the Eskimo Marigold. It's a white marigold. I like the pom-pom shape. Every time I've planted marigolds that have this pom-pom shape, they never turn out to look like that. Like the African marigold. That's my favorite. I thought the white was really cool. I don't think I've ever seen a white marigold. So, yeah, looking forward to these guys. I usually don't like white flowers, but because I see yellow and orange marigolds so much, it would be cool to see a white marigold. So yeah, can't wait for that one. And then we have the Jolly Jester marigold. I've looked at a couple pictures online, watched a couple videos. They don't really look this intense from what I've seen, but they still are a pretty color. So I have 3 cells of those, 3 cells of the white marigold. And then I planted some helichrysum, which I believe is also known as the straw flower. So I thought these were really pretty. I've tried to plant these before in the past, and I have such a terrible pest problem outside that as soon as these little seedlings pop up, the bugs just love to munch on them because they're so tender and young. They're just delicious to pests. And then I planted some cosmos right here, 3 little cells of that. A lot of people just direct sow a lot of these flowers, but I'm doing things a little bit different. Just want to see if it works, if I have any better success, and plus, you know, inside, the pests aren't in here to eat them. So yeah, quite a few of these people actually direct sow, and it's actually recommended for quite a few of them. And then I planted some blue bachelor button. This is another flower I've tried to plant in the past and never got to see it because of the bugs. So hopefully I will have luck this year. And then I planted some Sweet William. I believe this is also known as Dianthus. So we'll see how these guys go. These last few varieties were all from Dollar Tree. And I do have a video going over some flower seeds that I've grown before from Dollar Tree. None of these. But I've always had success with the other ones. So we'll see about these guys. And then the Dahlias. So, as you know, most people who grow Dahlias, they usually buy tubers. But I was watching Garden Answer, as I do almost every day, and she said that you can plant dahlia seeds and they will form their own tubers. So if you plant dahlia seeds, you never know what color you're going to get. Even if you save the seeds from your dahlia plant, it's going to look totally different. The only way that you can replicate the exact plant, like make a clone of it, is to separate the tubers, and then you'll have the exact variety. But I'm going to plant some of these outside. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So I'm hoping 4 times 6 is 24. Out of 24 plants here, I'm hoping I can at least get like 3 or 4 and start developing some tubers to then separate. I will have to bring them inside because it's too cold in my area to overwinter them in the ground. But really excited for these guys. And then, so I have I should have planted more of this. 1 row of Gazania. So this is a type of African daisy, I believe. These flowers just caught my eye. They are so gorgeous, and I've never heard of them. I've done a little bit of research, and apparently they're really good flowers for drought areas or really high sunshine. They like a lot of sun, can tolerate drought. Very good for like summer blooms. So I don't know why I've never heard of these. but I wanted to try them. I wish I would have planted more, but I was more into the dahlias at the time, and I didn't do a lot of research on this, but hopefully I can get these guys to bloom. I'm actually going to plant these. If you can see, don't mind the mud mess here from my cat. But this is my front flower bed. You can see the pretty daffodils out there. This bed gets a lot of sun. That's why I have these plants right here in this window, because this window gets a ton of sun, and it gets hot in this room. There's so much sun. So hopefully they'll do good out there. And then I planted some calendula. I never have luck planting these from seed. I had one plant, and I've tried to grow these for like 2 or 3 years. I had one plant come up last year, and that was the only plant that I've ever gotten out of this entire pack. So we'll see if I can get any more. It was a very beautiful, beautiful plant though. And then the nasturtiums. Now, it is not recommended that you plant these in a cell tray. These are best direct sown straight into the soil or straight into the container where they're going to be, because the roots do not like being disturbed. It even says that on the back of the seed pack. But if you do decide to start them inside, which is not recommended, it's recommended to put them in a peat pot. That way you don't have to disturb the roots. You can just go ahead and plant the whole pot into the ground, and it will biodegrade into the soil. But I don't like to follow garden rules, and I'm just going to see what happens if I transplant them, because there's so many garden rules that I've read about, and I've tried, and I've broken the rules, and everything turned out fine. So we'll see. I even have a little experiment with some turnips here. I know turnips are a cool weather plant. They are always direct sown, but I'm just going to see what happens, because I like to experiment. So this whole tray pretty much is an experiment. I don't have any grow lights in here, just putting them in front of this window, sunny window. I will be taking them outside here and there on cloudy days when it's nice and warm to try to acclimate them. I do have a heat mat I turned on. I planted these on March 11th. Today is the 14th, so it took 3 days for a lot of these to germinate. You can see the marigolds, both varieties of marigolds came up. Almost all of the dahlias have germinated, and I controlled myself this time. Usually I will just put like a handful of seeds in each cell, but I put one seed in each cell this time, and I'm so proud of myself. That way I won't have to thin them out or separate them. They already have enough space, and they'll be good in here for a while. But things where the seeds are just way, way, way too small, I did put a couple in each cell, like the marigolds, so I'll thin those out. And then, let's see, the nasturtiums, there's already one coming up there, I see. It might be, like I said, this is an experiment. It might be too early. I might run out of time. The plants might get too big. They might be too leggy from this window. Might not get enough sunlight. I don't know yet. We'll see. But if this method works, it'll be so nice, because I'll just be able to do this every year. And hopefully I planted them at the right time. A lot of these varieties were 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost. So hopefully they'll be fine. We'll see. But yeah, so excited about these. Haven't planted a lot of flowers from seed in a while. I'm so excited about these gazanias. They are so gorgeous. Even every video that I've watched on YouTube, like in person, the plants are absolutely gorgeous. And I hope I get some good dahlias going so I can save the tubers. But yeah, we'll see how these go. And I'll do another update when they get a little bit bigger.